Brought to you by Far Cry Primal, Rise Above Extinction, in stores February 23rd.
Far Cry Primal feels very similar to its predecessors, even though it's got a brand new, wildly different setting. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is entirely up to you, but in this sponsored episode, I wanted to tell you about some of the cool things I found with the game when I got a chance to play it a few weeks ago. Possibly the most enticing thing about Far Cry Primal is the oodles of wildlife that you can befriend, and if they're of people-bearing size, even ride. It is great fun. Going off to train with the mildly insane Beastmaster will let you tame the local wildlife. You craft yourself some bait and then drop back into some nearby flora, while your wolf, cougar, or bear, soon-to-be best friend, goes for the goods. You then approach them slowly and tame them with your sweet animal prowess. They will then follow you around, attack your enemies, and let you pet them. There are a whole lot of different animals that can be tamed, so you can either catch them all, or just rely on your favorite, like Ash and Pikachu, or in my case, Articuno, objectively the best Pokemon. As I mentioned, you can also ride on and attack with some of the larger beasties in lieu of running people over with a Jeep, which is pretty epic. Far Cry has always been keen on letting you create chaos with fire, but Primal is upping the ante by letting you set any of your weapons alight, so that fiery chaos is always right around the corner. Just like in the good old days, that is caveman times, fire is the be-all and end-all. Far Cry Primal is no different. You can set all your weapons and subsequently enemies on fire, get instant flaming projectiles by setting your arrowheads alight, and set one of your clubs alight to create burning torches, which you can use to ward off the things that go bump in the night once the sun goes down. Far Cry Primal is a lot more threatening in the night, so you'll want to hang on to your stores of animal fat so you can create fire on the fly. While you'll certainly have a ball using fire to your advantage, it's worth remembering that there is a whole tribe dedicated to how much they love burning everybody up, so watch yourself. If you felt like the Far Cry games have been seriously lacking in giving you opportunities to fly and transfer your soul into the body of an owl, then Primal will be the game for you. Far Cry Primal lets you sync up with an owl who appears to be a kind of spirit guide. You fly through a series of picturesque ethereal nature scenes before bonding with it, and from that point, you'll be able to use him to scout ahead, tag enemies, and even scratch the eyes out of people you don't like. You can also spend skill points improving your owl pal, which will expand its abilities to things like dropping shit on people. Your owl pal is particularly handy given that driving quickly to new locations and scouting far ahead with a sniper rifle is no longer an option. Crafting is really big right now, and games like Far Cry tend to ask you to do a lot of hunting and collecting plants and crap. Now, I don't really have any problem with that, but there is something special about doing hunting and gathering in the actual era of hunting and gathering. While being stranded on a hostile island is par for the course in this series, it's really interesting to feel like the things you're picking up and crafting have a very real and genuine history of being used by our ancestors. Although it is massively simplified in-game, there's even something to learn about how to make fire, healing salves, and okay, so maybe combining animal fat with pottery won't actually give you grenades in the world of things that actually exist, not to mention that's about 11,000 years too early to be historically accurate, but for the most part, the crafting and hunting feels contextually necessary and sensible. Here's a secret that isn't really a secret. If you've ever seen me play a game, I suck at aiming, especially when what I'm aiming at is speedy caveman cannibal targets all up in my face. I will take a club over a bow and arrow any day, and thankfully Primal is very happy to let me do that. Since there was a significant lack of high-powered firearms and flamethrowers in 10,000 BC, you'll be getting in there with your assorted sticks and stones a lot. While you can throw all your weapons in Primal, either strategically or by accidentally hitting the wrong button like I did, you will mostly be getting up close and personal, since plenty of your enemies favor melee combat. As a result, close quarters combat and takedowns are way more satisfying. You'll still want to avoid getting surrounded, but it's great fun to smash a cannibal's face to bits with a club, you know, before you inevitably break your club on said face. Let me know down in that comment section if you're going to be playing Far Cry Primal and what you're particularly keen for, especially if it's something I didn't mention in this sponsored episode. I will see you again with a new episode in 2 weeks.